Hi, this is Colin with Maker Farm. This video we're going to go over putting together the large frame of the i3 v. The V uses the aluminum extrusion. Make sure you download the i3v build guide, find the page that says that it's for the frame, gather all those parts and pieces for the frame before watching this video. To start, we've got a couple different of the large back triangles. Basically, one of them has a notch in it, one of them doesn't. The one with the notch is going to go on the right-hand side of your machine. The other one's going to go on the left. So for me, you're seeing this opposite, but from the front of the machine, the one with the notch in it is going to go on this side right here. And you'll just get that aligned. It'll be a tight fit, and then slot it all together. Okay, so we've got just the right side on there so far. So you can see there's the front of the machine, and we've got the right side on. Now what you can do is, earlier we assembled the X motor assembly. We're going to get that X motor. Right now the arrow is being covered up by the motor, but it's right there, and so that goes to the front of our machine. You can't put these in the wrong way because they're keyed, so it won't go if you try and put them in the wrong way. But that is going to just slot together like that, and here it's a nice tight fit. Then we're going to take the other triangle, which does not have that cutout. That goes on the left-hand side, and the first thing you're going to do is put it in the X motor assembly. Sorry, the Y motor assembly. I may have called it X before. This is the Y motor. And then we're going to push it into the frame once everything's lined up. Okay, now you're going to want to get some M3 16mm long bolts and some regular nuts, some regular M3 nuts. Don't use the locking nuts. And there's a bunch of nut traps in this frame, and just go through and just start installing those nuts and those 16mm long bolts. So there's two that attach the Y motor assembly to the frame, and then there is 6 in the front, and then 2 up the top that you can't see in the video. But just go ahead and get all those installed right now. Okay, so I just installed 8 bolts. The next thing that we're going to do is right down here we're going to have our Z motors. So I'm going to put this frame off to the side for right now. I'm going to grab these pieces for our Z motors. And these are really easy to assemble. Basically it just goes like that. And then use some of the M3 16mm long bolts, put the nuts in the little nut traps, tighten them down. So there's one. And there's two. And if we get our frame up here again, put one of them right here, and the other will go there. And later on we'll bolt those down in place. Right now I'm just going to show you where they go. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some of the M5 by, I think they're 12 millimeter long bolts, and you're going to get some of your T-nuts. Those are those rectangular nuts. Okay, and what we're going to do, on each side of the frame there's 3 holes. There's one here, one in the middle, and then one at the top. Basically, you're going to put that M5 bolt through that hole. So it just barely pokes out. See, it's flush on that side. And then just grab one of those T-nuts and put it on so it just barely on there, just hanging on enough to not fall off. And then do the same with those other 5 remaining holes. Okay, so now I've got just 3 of them on this side so far. What we're going to do is grab one of your aluminum extrusions, and you're going to slide that down onto those T-nuts, making sure that they're aligned. Which is really hard to do when you're not watching it, because you're trying to show you guys what to do here. Okay. And then down to the last one. So right now it's just sitting loosely in there. Basically what we're going to do is bring it so that it's flush right here. And then you can tighten it down. You don't have to tighten it down all the way, we just don't want it moving around. And later on we'll go ahead and finish the lining items to get it tightened down all the way. We'll just tighten those up here. Then go ahead and do the same for this side. You're going to have one here, one in the center, and one right here. Install that extrusion so it's just like this side. And then you can take the Z-motor mount, get it in place. I just noticed I assembled that the wrong way. This piece needs to be flipped around. There we go. Now it will slot in place. And then use M3 16mm bolts and nuts. Also to tighten those up. Okay, and then go ahead and do the exact same thing for this other side over here. And finish that up before you watch the next video. If you have any questions, make sure to refer to the build guide, and you can also contact us using the contact information in the build guide also. Thank you.